So today we're going to be digging one of our field-grown bald cypress. This has been in the ground for about 10 or 12 years here at the nursery. As you can see, we've planted them along a ditch so they have a good active source of water throughout the year. We only have a couple of these large ones left in the ground still. Most have been pulled and are now available on our website for purchase. These three have been left in a little bit longer, and if you look close here, what I've done is while they've been in the ground, is we've cut them progressively to kind of create some taper. So the first cut was made several years ago, is completely healed over. This leader was then grown, and we've cut off that this year. Actually, it had been cut previously, but we've cut it a little closer to now create this as the new leader, and then cut again to create this as the leader. So that will build some taper in our tree along the way. Also, several of the branches that were allowed to run have been cut short this year to kind of start creating some taper in the branches as well, where you have the thick part exiting the trunk and then a finer branch extending. Now we will, when we dig this, cut some of these smaller branches in a little bit further just to make it manageable while we're handling and planting it. And we're going to do a little time lapse of getting it out of the ground, and then we'll also video how we kind of prune the roots a little bit better and get it planted into a pot to grow from there. we've got the cypress tree planted. We planted it in a large nursery container where it'll spend its first 2 years or so rebuilding a root structure, because if you saw in the previous video, we had to cut a lot of those big roots back shorter. Now those will send out smaller roots which will divide and colonize the pot. We've used just an organic nursery soil, which is comprised of pine bark and Canadian peat moss, and that will help promote a good area for the roots to grow initially. Later, when it's put into a bonsai pot, then it'll go into a more soilless mix like lava rock, pumice, expanded clay. But this tree will stay in this pot for at least 2 years. This year it'll be allowed to grow freely. Whatever grows from the tree, we'll let it run so that it encourages a good root system. The most important thing now in aftercare with these collected cypress is to keep them in the shade for a couple weeks, as well as to watch the water that you give them. A lot of people assume that cypress being grown in swampy, low-lying areas, they tend to keep them on the wet side after collecting. Here I've found that they really recover better if we really watch the soil moisture level, because I've seen a lot of cypress with those cut root ends be kept too wet and actually have those cut ends rot back. So we'll keep a close eye on the moisture level for the first several weeks to first 2 months. And then as it starts leafing out and pushing new growth, we'll move it out into the sun and keep it growing for the rest of this year. So hopefully you enjoyed that video, and comment if you have any questions.